Some realtors never chase clients, yet clients chase them. Stop selling properties like commodities. People don't invest millions in concrete. They invest millions into the future versions of themselves. Premium buyers don't make premium decisions logically. Logic justifies, emotion decides.
I had a similar situation where one of my client was texting me, was not coming to the call and all that. So I just made a 60-second video, just introduced myself, nothing to sell. After that video, this was the first time I received a voice note. So this is where we break the silence.
The biggest misunderstanding in sales is people think influence comes from having better answers. It does not. Influence comes from making people feel deeply understood. Failure and success are on the same road. It is just that the failure takes exits. Every day in the morning, we wake up and want to find people who can resonate or who can understand our problem. And the moment we find them, we don't want to let them go. People don't need to agree with you before they trust you. They need to feel understood. And the moment they feel understood, they will trust you. Good morning, everyone. So today we are here for the topic invisible influence. I'll just share my PPT. But before that, I want to just make you aware why influence is so important and why does this topic always is in the top priority list for me. Because some realtors never chase clients, yet clients chase them. And most powerful and most successful realtors are the realtors who know how to influence their clients. Okay, so I want to begin today's session with something that might sound strange. Like, have you ever met someone who walks in a room, says very little, yet somehow everyone pays attention to them? Like, they don't speak louder, they don't speak longer, they don't even try, yet people naturally lean in. Because the part is that if you understand that part, you will understand that there is something interesting about these people. They probably don't have the best product knowledge, they don't know every payment plan, they don't even know, all the developers and all the area, but yet buyers still buy from them. Now, there are also agents who have met every developer, they have connections everywhere, they know most about Dubai, probably they've spent years in Dubai, and still the clients ghost them. How is that possible? Because if knowledge alone closed deals, the most educated realtors in Dubai would be the richest realtors. But that's not what happens, because buyers don't decide based on information, they decide based on influence. And think about it, like in your own life, like, have you ever been yourself been a buyer and bought something, not because it was the cheapest, not because it was the best, because you trusted the person who was probably promoting it, or who could understand why you're looking to buy, okay, and give you a solution? That's influence. Now, let me ask you one question. How many agents do you think on an average Dubai buyer speaks today before taking a decision? Guys, the chat is open. I would like you to three, four. Fair enough, Sayeda. So this, I just want to get at least three, minimum four, five. Okay, five, six. Yeah, done. Okay, three. Okay. So the part is that we all know that people definitely talk to other agents before taking a decision, probably more than many of us would want to admit right now, which means something very important. Your buyer isn't comparing properties first, they are comparing people. And here's what most realtors get wrong: they think influence is manipulation. No, influence is not manipulation. Actually, manipulation is basically when you try to get someone to do things that is not in their best interest. Rather, influence helps someone make a decision that is already right for them. If you cannot sell them, you cannot help them, is my belief. That I cannot help people till the time I cannot sell them, because they will not listen to me. Similarly with real estate, you need to know what is best. You do your research, and then you influence them to take a decision. It's a huge difference. So today's isn't about clever scripts. It today isn't about closing techniques. Today is not about pressure. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally creates trust, naturally is able to build a rapport with the client, so that the resistance goes down. And when resistance goes down, conversations become easier and sales becomes a natural consequence. So I need one commitment from everyone for the next 45 to 50 minutes. Be completely present, close your WhatsApp, your listings, turn on your camera if it's possible, so that you can see yourself, that you are paying attention. Okay, it's for you, it's not for me, it's for you. Okay, use the chat. If something resonates, press the reaction button. Keep the questions, ask questions, because in the end we'll have a Q&A. And probably one insight you get today, or one thing we learned today, can completely change the way you look at real estate. Okay, the reason why we are doing this session in the morning, if you just use the script, probably by the end of today you will know the value and power of it, only if you're willing to give it a good shot at it. All right, so is everyone on with me? Can I see some reaction buttons? Can I see some messages here, just so that I know everybody's present? All right, Adnan, great, awesome. Okay, okay, just I know majority of you guys have, they are busy, so they've not been able to attend the sessions. We've got hundreds of comments to our team that this is a time when we are busy with our clients, whatever might be the reason. How many of you are attending this session for the first time, if I may ask you? First time only, guys. Rest I know. Me. All right, Tarek, welcome. Okay, Jocelyn first time, Rocky first time. Okay, Donna first time, Mustafa first time. All right. All right. Neither. Okay, Najja first time. Clinton haven't attended before. All right. Okay. So I know most of the people you've attended before, but just wanted to check on this. Okay. So why invisible influence matters? See, information gets attention and influence gets decision, because if people cannot give their attention to you, they cannot give their money to the decision that you want them to take. Your attention is the most important thing. People don't respond to your words, they respond to the meaning they experience behind your words. So let's destroy one myth. Okay, and what is that myth? That most realtors believe that if I knew more, I'd close more. Yes, that to an extent you need to know some things, but that is not true for the entirety. Today every buyer has Google Chat GPT. They will do their research. They will just give a prompt, go and check all the listings, find the cheapest listings for me, and they will start browsing. They will go to Instagram, which is the most talked about property, and then they will see that property. I mean, like, they will use all the AI. People who are investing 5, 7, 10, 20 million people are considered, they believe that they are intelligent, so they will use all these tools to get the right deals. Okay, so there are thousands of YouTube videos today. Information is actually free. What becomes expensive is trust. Like, think about Dubai today. Premium buyers are receiving messages every single day. Different projects, different brokers, different promises, different offers. Do you know what create what do you know what all that creates? Noise. And when human beings experience too much noise, they stop listening, they stop paying attention. That's why your job isn't to become louder. Your job is to become clearer, give more clarity to them, because clarity creates confidence and confidence creates decision. Just understand, the buyer isn't looking for another agent or another realtor. They're looking for someone who makes the decision feel safe and guide them in the direction in which they are looking to move forward in. Okay, information informs and influence actually transforms. So this is what you'll be doing, and we would be doing some live sessions today. So by the end of it, we want to get a good clarity about what we would get a takeaway from this session today. Okay. So what we are doing here is, today's agenda is influence begins before you speak, where we have a whole agenda what you will be walking away with today, why invisible influence matters. Okay. And like, think about it. When a buyer asks, so what do you do, what's your answer? I sell real estate. I promote properties in Dubai. I work with the bank, or I help with investors. That sentence isn't your introduction. That's your identity. And identity is always transmitted before words. If you secretly believe that, yeah, I'm just an agent, or I'm another broker, or guess what happens? Your posture changes, your tone changes, your confidence changes, your questions become weaker, and buyers feel it. Not because you said it, because you transmitted it. Now, imagine yourself introducing, I'm a specialist for MR properties, or I help investors make intelligent property decisions in Dubai. What is it that you do? I do this. Same person, different identity. Why? Because it's a different influence, the way you say it. Identity creates presence, influence creates trust, clarity, and it leads to closings. Before buyers buy your property, they buy your certainty. They are actually not scouting for properties, they're scouting for the right person who can guide them to take the right decision, which is right for them, not for the marketplace, for them. So if you're selling Imtiaz today, Imtiaz is the right. If you're selling MR today, MR is right. If you're selling 10 other developers, all of those developers are right. How will the client choose? What do you think, guys? How is the client choosing today? Is it because they are choosing because somebody is promoting more? Is it they are choosing because they feel that that is the right solution for them? What do you think is the reason? Because if you don't understand this, that why is that person still choosing Dubai Island versus so many other places, you will never be able to sell them. You will never be able to influence them. You don't know their criteria and value. And that is why your identity is the foundation, and influence begins with your identity. Okay, let me ask you a question. Okay, we've all seen Dubai Fashion Avenue. Okay, there's some amazing brands there. Okay, when you enter Dubai Mall, and forget the Fashion Avenue, when you enter from the main, there's a Rolex showroom there. Okay, if you go to Rolex today and say we want this watch, they put you in a waiting list. They're actually not selling watches, they're selling waiting lists. Okay, what are they trying to create? They say that we have an identity. What is the identity? Not the cheapest watch, not that they are going to show a different time which no other watch is going to show. What are they selling? They're selling identity. They're selling FOMO. Yeah, of course, Prachi, you're right. They're selling FOMO, but that FOMO people are willing to buy because they have built an identity. You don't see Rolex as any other. It's not Timex. It's not Titan. It's not probably some other probably cheap brands. Casio. Exclusivity, yes, Meher. Okay, all right, no problem. Okay. So what are they selling? They're selling identity. If you want to influence your client, if you want to influence your buyer, first of all, do you have your identity in foundation? If you don't have that identity, not with scripts, with your self belief, I am the best, I am a specialist. If Rolex starts selling shoes, will people buy Rolex shoes? Probably not, like they buy the watches. Identity is different. If Rolex starts selling jewelry, probably, I don't know, jewelry can still, but still it is totally different. The identity, they have set their identity in stone. Guys, please listen to me. Set your identity right. If you really want to influence your clients, your consistency matters. Your identity is your consistency becomes your identity, and vice versa. You need to be consistent. If Rolex starts selling 1,000 dirham watch tomorrow, You'll be like, why this cheap watch? They'll just destroy their identity. People are not buying the watch, they are buying exclusivity, significance. That is what they're buying. If I have to buy a property from you, why should I buy it from you, not any other agent? What is am I going to get there? Because if I am not clear on this part itself, the rest of the things will not matter. I can give you tactics, I can give you structures, but eventually, if you want to rule it, like rule your clients, where they start chasing you and say, I will buy property only from you, you have to start building your identity. So, identity is the foundation, and this is the start of everything. Now, why invisible influence matters so much in Dubai? Okay, because buyer is comparing you before they compare property. Standing out isn't about being louder, it's about becoming impossible to ignore wherever, whatever space you are selling. So let's talk about reality. Dubai is one of the most competitive real estate markets in the world. Your buyer receive messages every single day. Developers, brokers, family, friends, everybody is talking if they are interested in buying a property, or they are looking at Dubai as an investment hub. Okay, everyone has options. So here's the question: how do you become memorable? Not louder, memorable. The answer isn't scripts, the answer is emotional certainty. Because premium buyers don't make premium decisions logically. Logic justifies, emotion decides. So if you can invoke that emotion, that feeling, every premium purchase begins with a feeling. If you can do that, then the brain finds reason to support it. The buyer isn't comparing apartments first, they're comparing how each realtor makes them feel. And based on that feeling, they feel how this apartment is relevant to them. So, what do you think buyers remember more? The brochure, the feeling? I just want you guys to be present here. Okay. So, that's why I'm asking you. Feeling,
Feeling,
brochure,
feelings.
feelings, right? So, if feeling is the main game, that everything is changing because of the feeling, then your job is to make them feel good. And how can you make them feel good is based on how you speak and how you talk. Because luxury buyers don't just buy properties. What they do is they're buying safety, they are buying certainty, they are buying confidence. That is what they are buying. Nobody buys because of Italian kitchens. Let me tell you this: nobody buys because the lobby smells expensive. Those things matter, but they are not why people are actually deciding. Luxury buyers buy stories, status, identity, freedom, security, probably what their friends are going to talk about it, legacy. Think about someone buying a villa on the Palm. Are they buying for 4 bedrooms? Or are they buying the version of themselves that wakes up looking at the sea every morning? Or what would their family think about it when they spend the time with them on this villa? Think about downtown. Are they just buying an apartment, or they are buying the identity of saying, I live next to Burj Khalifa? That you need to understand the difference. People are not buying properties. Stop selling properties like commodities. You have to learn how to sell the feeling. Because once you start understanding this, you will realize that people don't invest millions in concrete, they invest millions into the future versions of themselves. How will it make them feel? And if you can understand what words are going to make them feel really awesome, you will be able to influence them. Would you agree or not? Yes, no? Yes. All right, Mayuri.
Yes,
Thanks.
yes.
Okay, we are all here. Okay. So influence is important. We understand this part. Now, how does yes, Avneet? I'll come back to you. Yeah. Okay. So what is how can we influence people? So the answer to your question is directly proportional to how you ask questions. Okay. And there are many ways how we start building rapport and how we start connecting with people, but for a purpose of this webinar and for something where you can walk away with, I want to introduce you to something which is called as the echo technique. Okay. Many of you have done the invisible influence program, so you know what is echo technique. But I would still want to, run this technique with you and do some demonstration, because this is the foundation about how does the smallest skill creates the biggest influence. Because, like, I personally honestly believe that this is one technique that it has made more money, more better relations for me than any scale sales script that I've ever learned, or anything that I've ever worked on. And the part about influence is that you don't have to remember or memorize anything, because it doesn't require you to talk more. It in fact requires you to talk less. Like, can I show you something? Like, imagine I say to you, uh, or a client probably, I honestly, Anant, I don't know if downtown is the right place for my family. How do you answer that objection? So most realtors immediately would go into a presentation mode. No, no, actually downtown is the best ROI. We've got the best capital return here. This is the place where everybody wants to move in. Okay. And the metro is close, and this is the place, this is the yardstick where entire property price market in Dubai is measured, and all of those structures. Okay. Notice what happens. The buyer is now getting confused. They are getting, oh, okay, okay, okay. This is just an information. But what you should be doing is, if the buyer says, I don't know if downtown is the right place for me or my family, you don't have to answer it like this. Answer it in a different way. If the buyer says this, instead of answering, simply say, okay, you don't know if downtown is the right for your family. Like, if I may ask you, like, uh, why do you think downtown is not the right place for your family? Like, what would make it right? Pause. Let him talk. Evoke his criteria and values. You have to ask. Don't give features yet. Don't pitch yet. Don't ask 5 questions. Don't defend the location. Don't do anything. And they can come up with many answers. For example, they can say something like this, that, well, my daughter has just started school, or my son is going to school. I don't know if this is the right place, or my parents would want to move in with us. We want a quiet place, whatever. Honestly, I don't think my wife would like downtown, or my partner would like downtown. Now we've started discovering the real conversation. This is called as echoing technique. Echo their words. You're not repeating words like a parrot. You are reflecting the emotional meaning. You're inviting them to continue. Psychologically, people are like, so I've given this statement before. If someone is born on the same day like you are born, same day and month, you will naturally like him. If the person has the same name like yours, you will have some kind of a, oh, his name is, my name is same. Okay, there's a connection. Okay, if you are from the same city in India or in Pakistan or anywhere in the world, and you're in Dubai, we find common connection. Why? We understand each other better. Okay, what is this happening? This is called as building rapport. Why do we naturally like them, or naturally get more trust on them, or have a better understanding, or we put them in a different bucket? Because human minds are like this. Every day we wake up in the morning, we go out in the world looking for people just like us, and when we find them, we don't want to let them go. Every day in the morning we wake up, and we want to find people who can resonate or who can understand our problem, and the moment we find them, we don't want to let them go. So the problem is not about your information. The problem is you are not asking the right questions, and you're not echoing. And how do you echo? Ask them, why do they need to, based on whatever research they have done, what is the reason why you would like to take a property in Dubai? Pause. You know what, I've heard that Dubai is going to be really growing, blah 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 blah, and this is going to be the next place. Once everything dust settles, I think it'll become really expensive. Billionaires are moving in. Whatever they say, repeat it back. Okay, so just to understand you better, what you are saying is that Dubai is really growing, according to the information that you have, that Dubai is really growing, and once the dust settles, it will be very hard for you. Is that right? Yeah, and I feel you will be surprised how much they would want to talk and share. In fact, if you guys have used this before, they just don't want to stop talking, and then you become selective. Yeah, kya bore, it's like boring me, and if you don't like it, you can just get off. And this happens all the time, all the time. I have had celebrities who are like the superstars sitting in my house because I just met them once, asked few questions, resonated with what they were saying, built a rapport, let it go, and they chased me. You just need to know this part, and you have to put it in your. It's not, knowing is not good enough now. Implementation is, because echoing activates trust. It makes the buyer feels understood instantly. Instantly. Like, Anand, I'm looking for a 3 bedroom apartment. Okay. uh, you're looking for a 3 bedroom apartment? Yeah, because I want to. My family and my wife is going to be moving in, and I need one place for my study and for my work because I work this thing. What? Okay, so you want to look, just so I understand you better. You are saying that you are looking for a 3 bedroom apartment for this. Is that right? Yeah. And if I may ask you, like, what is the price range that you're looking at? Like, I don't know. My price is like between 3 million to 5 million. I'm just looking. I'm just seeing around, and I don't know which one would be. Hmm. Okay, so it's just seeing around. Okay, okay. If I may ask you, like, based on whatever you've shared with me, what is the ideal kind of an apartment for you? Like, if do you have any criteria or thought process? Like, you have something in mind? If you could just share it with me, so that I can probably give you a right direction and point you in the right direction. Probably show the right properties which might be the right fit for you. Pause. Let him speak. Whatever he speaks, echo it back. What are you doing now? The moment you echo his words back or her words back, immediately you start building rapport. Don't take this technique serious lightly. This can change the way, and you don't have to even try it with the client. Try with your colleague. Ask him, "How's your day?" My day is good. Okay, and like, what? How would it be the best day of, if everything would be best? How would it look like? Oh, your day would look like this, and just see whatever he's saying. Awesome. Yeah, man. And then he'll speak more. Like, yeah, because you get them. Echoing is one of the most powerful things that you will ever do. Okay. And this technique is one of the most valuable because you don't have to rush to answer. You have to reflect first. Let the buyer teach you how to sell them rather than you telling them. Okay. See, this has been mentioned by Chris Voss. I don't know if you've read that book. It's a great book. And he was a negotiator. He did negotiations in CIA, where he was doing hostage negotiation. It's a great book. I would suggest, recommend everyone to read. I don't think so. This book is here next on my table. No, but you will know that the power of negotiation lies in the way how you can echo with people, because people don't need to agree with you before they trust you. They need to feel understood, and the moment they feel understood, they will trust you. I want you to think about the last time someone interrupted you while you were explaining something. How did that feel? They say, you're not even listening to me. Like, you feel frustrated. Like, we go to customer service, and like, we get interrupted. And we say, many of people say, don't interrupt. Why? Because you're saying something, it's important to you. Would you agree that our minds have so many words within us? So many words within us. Like, we've got a whole volume of 10,000 plus words within us. Yet we chose to speak certain words. That means it has already crossed so many filters, and it is coming out of our mouth. And the moment you reflect those words back to you, now that person says, wow, he or she gets me. Once you get that trust, then you can overcome any hidden objections. You can find yourself into a good relationship. If people are looking for a good relationship, okay, you are looking for the right, like, Why would you want to get married? Like, just curious. Ask them, just so they understand you better. And whatever they say, oh, you're looking for to get married, like okay. And like, what would it look like if you would find the right person? If you were looking for a job, you ask the right question. Then you start presupposing, like, how would the ideal candidate look like? And he says the ideal candidate would look like this. Okay, so what you are saying is the ideal candidate would look like this. And how would you find out if he's the right ideal candidate? Because they haven't done yet. They will select you because you are resonating with them. Same with the buyer. It's the same story. Your ability to build rapport with the client is the true decision maker story. And the way you do it again and again, and if you can do it and ask the right questions, you can influence them to do whatever. In fact, this is so powerful that you can make people buy something which they don't even need, because people rarely argue with someone who's genuinely understands them. And I would also put it like this, that if you can build rapport, you can actually influence them. Okay. And so I'm putting it loosely, but I would say it in a way that if I know more about you than you know more than you if I know more about you than you know more about me, then I can influence you. Okay. And if I know more about you than you know about yourself, I can control you. And how can that happen? Echoing. Super powerful. Okay. Can I have a thumbs up? Does it make sense for you guys? We'll do a live demo, so we will know absolutely what is happening. But thank you guys. I know you guys are present now. All right. Awesome. Okay. So why it's critical for realtors? Because I'm just brushing through these slides because I want to do a Q&A. Okay. The reality of a Dubai buyer is they're talking to many people, they are confused, and when you echo, you are actually building trust in the first exchange. It lowers your resistance, it reveals the truth behind the objection. Okay. And it keeps the conversations in your future frame. See, I'll share a real example. So I met this guy Usman in Dubai Mall, and he had already bought a property. I just met him. He was standing in front of Marks and Spencer, and I was there on the kiosk, but I had just gone out. So I came back, and I met Usman. I said, "Hey, how are you?" And he asked me a few questions. I just answered it. And then I asked him, "Hey, how long have you been?" So he says, "I've moved in from Australia and I've bought a property." I said, "What do you do?" I said, "I'm a specialist for MRE properties. And I think Dubai is really growing and this is the right time for people to get in. But I don't know, like, what do you think?" And he started saying, "No, I've come here, I've already bought something in Arabian ranches and blah blah blah." And I just echoed his words back. I told him that, are you looking to look at the property market in Dubai just to understand like how it is booming and how does the next 5 years look like? He says, "No, Anand, I'm already like exhausted, I don't want to buy anything, so I've already bought a 5 bedroom in Arabian ranches, so I'm right now I'm out of it." But I understood that he has money and he was open. So I influenced him to come down to the MR Sales Center, Dubai Hills. Okay, this is 2019. He comes over. I show him, I said, just have a look at the downtown model. Nothing much, just have a look at the downtown model. He came, I just showed one unit to him. I said, just have a look at this unit from my eyes. I understand you've already bought and you don't want to buy. And I gave him whatever he told me yesterday. His wife has moved, the kids were growing up, and all of that story. I said, just have a look from my perspective. He says, "See, this is downtown. Now you've traveled the globe. How does downtown look like? What would downtown look like if it would be in London, like Hyde Park? Okay, so what would be the units facing Hyde Park? You compare it to Central Park in New York, Manhattan. How would the apartments feel like if they can overlook Central Park? Today, you need to be a billionaire to own properties there. The more people look at Burj Khalifa today, the more attention it gets, and the more attention it gets, the more this property prices keeps increasing year on year on year. Today we are here. It's a 3 bedroom property. It's on the 54th floor. It's just 4.2 million. We have a whole view of the Burj Khalifa. In fact, right from the living room, just imagine your kids looking out and they can see the fountains and they can see the place, and your friends coming from Australia and you're having a nice time barbecue, and the whole Burj Khalifa lights go up. Like you shared with me yesterday that your friends were looking to come up, and that's the reason you got the, just pitched whatever he gave me. He says, okay, yeah, good, looks good. And then he started, okay, what is the payment plan? Blah, blah, blah. And we just started going with the process. He says, Anant, I'm not buying. I'm still not buying, but I want to think about it. I said, see, the payment plan is good. Just see if it resonates with you. If you want, I can block the property for you for 24 hours, because the market was really slow at that time. Okay. He gave me his card. We blocked the property, 4.2 million. Uh, and he says, tomorrow morning, if I don't show up, please don't follow up with me, Anand. I would love to have a good relationship with you. I would consider you as a friend, but please don't push me. I said, well, fair enough. I won't even call you in the morning. If you wanted, you give me a call before 11 o'clock and we'll go and move forward. Next day morning, 11 o'clock, he called me. He says, I'll see you in the Dubai Hill Sales Center. I came, he swiped the card, he bought the property. I asked Usman, what changed your mind? Okay. He says, no, something really resonated with me. In fact, I spoke whatever you spoke with my wife. And she said, Anant, she said, Usman, I think it's good time that we have a holiday home in this city. And that was the thing. I came and I signed up the property. 4.2 million property, same property, MR sold for 2.6 million. The unit I was selling was a cancelled unit. I got 7% commission selling that property. The reason I was able to sell this gentleman was because I was able to influence him. Would you guys agree? If you would have just pitched the property like a commodity, like just buy this. This is great property. You will not get it ever before. This is this. This is this. Come on, man. Don't do this. Echoing works. He referred 3 friends. They bought properties. Everybody I made good relationship with. Then they're asking me what business we should do in Dubai. I pointed them to where they can set up businesses. We're still in touch. Influence. How? Because the part about influence is not manipulation. It's about really understanding the other person, like genuinely understanding the other person. And people don't want to listen today. We are impatient, especially if you are in sales. We said, listen, you stop, I'll talk. And that's not how influence will work. Okay. So echoing actually solves, you need to understand that what all echoing can help you with. Okay. See, echoing reveals that, or I would say, like, the realtors that I've coached, okay, I've understood that buyers almost never tell you their real objection first. And it's been my personal journey as well. Then you need to understand and uncover what is the real objection. And then they keep saying, oh, we'll think about it. We are comparing other options. But underneath, they are saying something totally different. They're saying, no, yeah, this agent is not good, or I don't like this property, or I don't have the budget or the money. Okay. That is the real problem. And once we don't answer this objection correctly, we'll never understand the second objection. And if we don't do that, we will lose this whole deal and we will keep labeling the situation. So we don't see what we have done wrong, but we are happy to put a label. Oh, clients ghost us. Oh, I never get a good client. Oh, clients don't have money today. Oh, they are just not taking a decision because the market is slow, or there is uncertainty in the market. No, that's not true, because you did not create enough emotional safety for them to reveal why should they move forward with you. Why should they move forward with this property? Does this property even match what they're looking at? Because average agents only hear objection. Elite agents hear emotions. And this is why it is so important that you need to know why this echoing is so powerful. Okay. And I'm just sharing my experiences with you. And I've realized over a period of time that most realtors are missing this. We've already covered this. Okay. We are willing to do so much more rather than just understand what is the real pain point of the buyer or the client. We don't ask questions. Okay. So, 2 live examples. We prefer MR. The client says we prefer MR. Your answer should be, you prefer MR. If I may ask you, like, why MR specifically? Pause. Does this make sense, guys? Okay, taking notes, Jones. Okay, okay, Adnan. Awesome. Okay. Because if you don't say we prefer MR, yes, yes, MR is the best developer in Dubai. It is government backed by the government of PG, SG, and the CFO is this, and I know him personally, and blah, blah. Please don't do this, guys. Please don't do this. This will kill your deal. You are just killing your deals. Ask them. You prefer MR? If I may ask you, why specifically MR? Pause. Yeah, because my friend bought MR and he really got a great appreciation, and he bought it in Dubai Khaba at the time it was getting launched, and blah blah blah. He says everything. Hmm. Okay. So your friend bought MR and that really grew over a period of time, and like you're also looking to move in the same. Yeah. Okay. And just to understand you better, like what ticket size are you looking at? Because based on the information that you have, any specific area that you've already finalized or you have in mind? Yes, Anant. Actually, my friend, he's told me that there is a new area which is coming in Dubai South, and I think there's a new airport coming up there, and there's villas there, and whatever they say. Okay, so what you understand, what you've done your research is this. Now, if I'm a specialist and I am want to take them anywhere else, I exactly know, and then I would ask them, okay, so just so I understand, what is more important for you? Like, is it capital gain or is it a return on investment? And are you looking to like move in yourself, or you're just looking to get a one-off now and probably buy something later for yourself in the future? Pause. Let them speak. Whatever they say, record it back. Guide them to the place that you want them to go. If you just do this part correctly, you will be able to take them more closer to the deal, rather than giving information like 10 other agents who are going to do this. How many of you, okay, let's do a reverse one. Okay, how many of you no agents when somebody says, okay, we prefer MR, and then they start talking about why MR is such a great developer? You go to sales center and you'll realize what I'm talking about. I've heard it all the time. Why we prefer MR? Yeah, MR is the best. It's backed by Sheikh. It's this, it's that. MR built this. MR. They already know, they're saying we prefer MR. Why do you want to do that? Thanks, Navid. I think you get it what I'm saying. Okay, so a second one, a decision maker. Like my wife needs to see this. Your wife? Yeah, she takes all the calls. Oh, she takes all the calls. So how would you want her to see this? Like, what would she say if you would tell her this? And then pause. Whatever she says, then pitch again. This is how you should do echoing. Okay, we will do a role play in the end, but I want you to master. I would want to urge you and tell you why echoing so damn powerful, because this is everything, guys. This, if you just learn this correctly, I can't tell you, this can be the difference between you making a million dirham and you making 500,000 dirham. Because realtors make this mistake a lot when they talk a lot before the buyers, because buyers don't buy property, they are buying confidence. Influence isn't getting someone to say yes, it's helping them feel safe, trusted, so much so that they are willing to decide. Even if they don't have the money, they'll say, okay, fine, I'll pay 30% off and I'll see how it comes. You just have to influence them correctly, and they will take that decision with you. Like, I want you to imagine two realtors are sitting. Okay, same project, same payment plan, same price. Okay, one realtor talks for 40 minutes, explains every feature, answers every objection, and the second realtor has only few thoughtful questions, uses echo technique, pauses, listens, and the buyer ends up speaking for most of the meeting. Who do you think the buyer will trust more? The first person who talks more, the second one? Great. Okay, the second one, Navid, thank you. Okay, second Rama. Okay, why? Because this is what it is. The second one, not because they knew more, because they understood more. That is the key here. The biggest misunderstanding in sales is people think influence comes from having better answers. It's not, it does not. Influence comes from making people feel deeply understood, especially in Dubai. Your buyers are making one of the biggest financial decisions of their life, or probably if they are first time buyers, they don't know how to buy a property outside their country. They don't need another walking brochure. They need someone who makes uncertainty disappear, who makes them feel that, yes, I was in the same place, I've guided many people, okay, who can create trust. Think about every premium client you worked with. Did they buy because because you were the smartest, or because they felt safer with you than with anyone else? Exactly. So safety creates confidence, and confidence creates decision. Once buyer feels understood, they are no longer defending themselves. And that is the game. Because trust isn't built when you speak, trust is built when the buyer feels heard. So I want to ask you guys, who talks more in the meeting? Do you talk more or your clients talk more? Right now, right now. Client. Okay, awesome. We talk more because we know so much, and the client is asking only two questions. And we've got a client after 1 week, and we've done so much of calling. Now the client is here. I'm going to tell him whatever I know. So let's not do this, guys. Let's not do this. Please. We've all been here. I came to a brand new country. I sold 96 million worth of real estate in a dead market, made over 2.4 million dirhams in commission. I sold Imar off plan, and I've made the buyers buy again and again and again. Influence. You don't need 500 buyers. You need 30 buyers only to make a million plus every year. And if you have 31 year and 30 next year, you don't need more. They will keep buying again and again and again from you. Please listen and apply this, and you will see. No, Pralay, it doesn't depend on the client. It depends only on you. Of course, if the client doesn't want to buy, he's not a client. If he's not looking to buy property, okay. But it's also about the way you position it and the way you structure it. Okay. So why do clients ghost realtors? Because most Dubai realtors don't echo, they don't uh, resonate, they only are walking brochures, and they are overloaded. There are too many agents calling and messaging the clients. Okay, so the buyer gets overloaded, and once you get overloaded, you don't take a decision. Every result is a feedback. The question is whether you're willing to learn from it. Most realtors believe that the buyer ghosted them because they weren't interested. I personally don't think that's true, because they don't uncover the real problem. Most Dubai buyers don't disappear because they don't want property. They disappear because something happened after they left your meeting or during your meeting. Information without clarity creates confusion. And then we pressurize them. Then it creates into resistance. So this is what's happening. And they get confused. And once the confusion comes in, there is always a delay in action. Think about it in your own life. Like, have you ever delayed making a decision? Not because you didn't want it, but because you weren't completely sure that, am I sure that I want to take this? That's exactly what your buyers are experiencing. Ghosting isn't personal, it's psychological. It simply tells you one thing: the buyer didn't have enough confidence to move forward. And confidence is something we as agents, as realtors build, not something we ask for. That's why I never see ghosting as a rejection. I see it as a feedback. It tells me where the trust stopped growing. Ghosting isn't the end of the deal, it's an evidence that certainty wasn't fully built. So stop asking why they disappear. Start asking, where did the confidence stop growing? Even if they had to say no to me, that's okay. But why were they not able to say no to me? So this is one of the things I started doing, because I was getting a lot of rejection. I was like, fixing up 30 meetings in a week in the sales center, and 4 or 5 people would come in. Okay. And then I would call them and I would follow up with them, and I would get ghosted and people would not pick up my phones, and all of that thing was happening. And I would very candidly, I would ask them, like, if you don't want to come, that's okay. It's okay if you tell no to me, but don't say yes and then don't show up. Is that okay if I would ask you this? He said, yeah, Anand, sure. I'll let you know. And they would message that I'm not coming, Anand, today. Some comment. I said, fine, thank you so much for your this thing. I appreciate your response. What are we doing? We're building trust. Yes, Neha.
So one of the issues that I'm facing nowadays is, right, like when I'm talking to people, maybe they'll have the first conversation, and or sometimes they will only respond on WhatsApp. There are many clients who are actually asking me very good questions, right,
Excellent.
about what I have pitched to them, etc. But they refuse to come on call. A lot of these are US based, so it may be a time consideration. I don't know, but they're answering my questions on chat, They are responding maybe after like, 24-hour cycle almost, but they are refusing to come. I don't know how to get them on call. So they're, like I said, their questions are insightful, asking for my opinion, asking a question on top of something I have shared. So they're engaging, but
Yeah.
refusing to, like, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So one or two suggestions I can give you, Sneha here. Sajad, we'll just take all the questions in the end, just 15 minutes, 10 minutes more. We'll just finish this, but I'll just answer this question.
Correct.
So,
Yeah.
Sneha, what you can do one thing, rather than just answering questions, start dropping a voice note. Okay. And ask them that if they can
I did
drop.
that. I responded one of the questions as a video.
Okay, that's fine. But you can ask them, like, based on the information, like, if you could just drop me a voice note, like, why exactly are you looking in this area? Is there something specific? And just pause and just ask them to just drop any voice note. What happens is you will come to know whether they are the right people. You'll come to know their seriousness. Okay, tonality of a person says a lot, even if you don't see their faces.
Okay.
Okay, my suggestion would be this, and not about you dropping of audio. They are already seeing somewhere and the way they have got the lead, but the way you ask them to respond to you, and whatever they say in their audio, now you have everything to echo again.
Got it.
Okay,
Fine.
so
I'll
based
try
on
to
what
use
you
that.
shared,
Yeah.
Mr. XYZ, thank you so much for this. I would answer. So this, specifically if you are looking for better schools, I would suggest Dubai Hills. Dubai Hills has 4-5 schools, Gem Wellington, Kings. And if I may ask you, like, how old is your children? What kind of education are they looking at? Any specific curriculum, so that I can guide them even better. And if you could also share with me that something that you have in mind, so that I can probably guide you in the right direction and show it to you that whether 2026 what options are there in secondary, or if primary you are looking to consider. We have some good offers which are coming up from the developer, and I can share it with you.
Mhm.
I don't want to overload with you with all the information.
Yeah, sure.
And this is how you just do it. Okay. All right. I'll come to all the questions again, Sneha. Just allow me
Yeah.
some time. Just getting this thing. So this is what we are doing. Get attention, build rapport, understand the real need, and take a commitment. Okay. So the part is only about this. If you present like a salesperson, you will get resistance. But if you speak like a strategist, you will get decisions. Identity determines influence. And I would put it like this, that what is the difference between success and failure? And I believe that failure and success are on the same road. It is just that the failure takes exit sooner. You just have to do it enough number of times. You will get successful. I see people consistent. The problem is they are not willing to learn. And that is where the whole game changes. Because if you're not willing to upskill, so I asked many realtors, what are you doing? He says, I've been in the market for 8 years. Okay. And what different are you doing than last year? Nothing. Last to last year, nothing. I'm just adapting to the market. So if you're just adapting, if you're just moving with the market and not upskilling yourself, what will happen? You will not grow. You are living same year 8 number of times and you're calling up, I'm an expert in this market. You naturally understood few things more. It doesn't mean the new guy cannot sell more. New guy comes with better skills, better mindset, better beliefs, and is able to influence the client more. He will take away your client and you'll wonder, yo, he was my client all the time. Why, like, how can he buy from someone else? Because he influenced the guy. That's how he took your client. So if you want to keeping your clients, subconsciously you've already echoed them. That's why you build the trust. Now you have to do it more to get new clients. Okay. And you just mirror their identity so that they keep buying from you again and again. And what is about echoing? If one formula has worked well, just tell the same formula again. So what is it about people who have a lot of history? How would MR sell today versus how a new developer will sell today? MR will sell today talking about all the history. We did this, 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 we did this. What are they doing? Building proof, building trust. How will a new developer sell today? We will do this, 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 we will do this. Okay. Both things are building trust. The way that trust matches is echoing. Does it, what is important for them? You can pitch it now. You can mix and match and put it. Okay. So this is how can one handle? Okay, I'll answer this. Okay, so this is the identity mirror puzzle. Okay, a buyer says, I'm not sure this location fits us. What would we answer this? A, we can look at other areas. B, location really matters, so many people stay here. Or C, yes, location is important. So just so I understand you better, if I may ask, what is your criteria for a good location? What would you answer? A, B, or C? Okay, I'll answer this question, Jones. Okay. See, all right, guys, great. I know you guys are here now. We are all present. Rehma, thank you. Okay, I get Jocelyn C. Okay. I see you guys here now. Okay. This basically the answer is here. But I wanted to understand that we are all here because your attention the moment you write is something that you're putting it again and again. Okay. So this is why invisible influence works. Builds 15 minutes, handles ghosting without chasing, influences decision emotionally. People buy with emotions and justify with facts. Okay, they go to a car showroom, buy the car because the car makes them feel good. They see stars inside and then they justify the price. Yeah, but it makes me feel good. Okay, so that is what the influence is. And this is something that if you will master it, you can sell to any nationality, anyone, because you are resonating with people. The other part about influence is not just words, it's also about the body language and the tonality that we use. Okay, so that's another part to it. But uh, if I may ask you guys before we move forward in questions, what has been your biggest takeaway so far from this session? Personally, like what was the aha moment for you, if you got any? Okay, live in identity and echo. All right, Mayur identity. Okay, Naved. Client builds trust. Talk less. Yes, Prachi. Sometimes we have so much to talk that if they just ask smaller questions, we like, why are they not listening? And they should talk more. Okay, echoing is the magic. We forgot to apply. All right, Aslan. Becoming a safer agent. Thanks, Adnan. Tonality we will work on. Okay, more echoing. Okay, awesome. So I think we've covered most part of it. Thank you guys. I'm happy that you got some value from it. And I want you to remember one idea, that the person who creates the most certainty creates most value, especially in real estate. We've in last 40-45 minutes we've spoken about trust, ghosting, identity, echo, buyer psychology, and everything. And if you just remembered even identity and echoing, and if you just go and use it, you will yourself come to know what is the value that you will get, because you will not make your clients stop talking to you. They would just love talking to you. They just say, and this is something that you'll have to learn then, how to cut them off actually, because they just trust you. They want to talk to you. They would just want, they feel so safe. So identity, echo, trust, clarity, and then it will automatically lead to closing. Okay. I want you to also ask you one more question. How many of you are willing to give it a real good shot of using echoing from today? And if you have any doubts about echoing, we'll just do question and answer. But all right, Siresha. I'm sorry, if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly. All right, Sajjad. Okay, me. Okay, Ajay. Great. All right, Siddharth. Okay, so this is important, and I want to also tell you that knowledge isn't enough. Information doesn't create income; only implementation does. So implement this. If you implement this, you will be able to move forward. We are also launching our live labs where we will be taking a series of questions, a series of topics once a week, because we've cut down on the weekly webinars. And it's not a matter of how many books you read or what you know. It's about what we can implement when we know something, and how does it make relevant, especially in selling real estate, because information is temporary. Systems create permanent change. Like if I would ask you, like, if you guys have watched this Wimbledon, the Jannik Sinner, the guy who won the Wimbledon, he's become the number one in the world now. He's one of the best tennis players on this planet. But do you know how many coaches he has? He has five coaches: a head coach, a technical coach, a fitness coach, a physiotherapist, a performance team. He's one of the greatest players of this world. Let's look at Formula One. They have so many coaches. The driver gets the glory, but behind the driver there are hundreds of engineers, strategists, data specialists. Now think about elite businesses. Most multi-million dollar founders have executive coaches, mentors, advisors, leadership teams, and operators helping them to improve constantly, because success leaves clues. That's what Tony Robbins says, and I absolutely resonate with it. The higher people climb, the more they invest in systems and coaching. Let me ask you something. If you are trying to build a million dirham income in real estate business in Dubai, you are competing against tens of thousands of agents. Some of you are trying to become the number one in your niche, in your segment, but yet you don't have a daily accounting system, like no mindset training, no role play, no implementation. Like, you don't know what's actually working and what's not, because winners don't rise because of motivation, they rise because of systems. So what we are doing is, we are building up a whole app, and we've almost built it up. We'll be launching it on this Friday, this Wednesday. uh, it's a very pocket friendly, very very basic investment. This is a launch offer that we are coming up with, just 320 dirhams if you take it for a monthly, and if you sign up for 3 months it's 870 dirhams. In this we will be doing live labs, that is once a week, where we will be having a small group of people, where we will learn. And even if this group of people, but we know what we are taking, so we can actually execute the drills. It's 1.5 hours coaching calls, where we know in a group we can learn how does it work. Like, we have access to training programs, cold calling programs, belief mindset programs. We have access to affirmations, mindset rewire every single day, what we are supposed to do, what we are not supposed to do, how are we doing it, is this good enough. Okay, so you exactly know that your mindset is getting primed in the right way. You exactly know that your CRM is keeping you accountable. You are absolutely know that you need to follow up someone on that given time and date, because repeated action every day creates compounding results. But if you don't know how to track your affirmations, your mindset, your growth, then you will not be able to influence your own subconscious mind to follow the plan that you've made. Because it's never been easier to make a plan today. You can just go to a prompt and put a prompt in ChatGPT and say, guys, tell me, ChatGPT, how can I make? And it will give you 100 answers how to, give you a roadmap. But how will you implement and stick on that? Yes, Rahma, thank you. So this is a very very basic structure for guys. We're just launching this app. This will be live on this Wednesday. How many of you would be interested in it, so that we can send you this offer, because there'll be a different offer after this. Okay, so you can just drop in a yes. Our team will reach out to you. This is the very basic I would suggest you guys to move forward with. And this what the next question steps look like. So I'll just switch off my presentation, and I'm okay, open to take live questions if you have any. Yes, guys. Any questions now? Sajad, I think you had a question. You want to move forward?
Hi, first of all, hello to everybody and Assalamu alaikum. My response to that question was this, that I had a similar situation where one of my client was texting me, was not coming to the call and all that. So I just made a 60-second video, just introduced myself, nothing to sell. And after that video, this was the first time I received a voice note. So
Hmm.
this is where I we break the silence, and after some time, he came to me with a Google Meet. So maybe we need to show up that we are the real person, not a chat GPT or an AI responding to their things. So they need to have assurance that we are human. Secondly, I have a question, that a situation I'm currently facing. It might not be relevant, but since you are experienced, I am about to close a deal. Inshallah, it's around 500,000. But what happened? that my client information got leaked from a developer. So some people approach my client specifically, offer them kickback, and specifically ask them not to sign the SP and everything. However, thankfully, Alhamdulillah, the things are moving forward. So, if you have ever faced such a situation, I have launched my complaint to the developer and mentioned, and they are, I mean, like investigating also. But I just want to know what should we do to prevent these situations from happening, or if I mean, if my deal was off the table just because of this, what could be my rights? I mean, as an agent in this market.
Okay. Sajid, thank you for this question. Just to understand you better, what you are saying is that the answer to your second question is you are saying that you were in a process of closing $500,000 deal with one of the clients, and that client's information got leaked, and many agents approached that client and asked the client not to sign the SPA, and they were offering cashbacks and kickbacks. Okay, is that correct?
Yes, and that information got leaked out from the developer office.
From the developer's office. And how do you know that it was leaked from the developer's office? Did the client himself
Be-
tell you this?
Yeah, the thing is this that the moment a lead and a URF was generated for the client, the
Mhm.
after 2 hours, my client got poached. So
Okay.
it was the only before. Prior to that, I had nobody had that information. The moment I shared with the developer, next 6 hours it got leaked out, and he started getting contacted because it's been like 6 8 months. I'm in touch with that client, and before that, that was not the reason. So the developer has also executed, and through our relationship manager from the developer office, we have got some information that they are also doing an audit, and I mean that's things are going on. So
Okay.
what
So,
I mean, my concern is this that still
yeah.
because I don't know somebody still yesterday someone else tried to contact the client. So you never know. I mean, if this the deals, God forbid. I mean, so far we are on right track to close this deal. But if this things does not go due to any reason, God forbid. So what are my rights being a real estate agent? What I can do?
So I would know this, Sajad, because I haven't come across this issue with any of the developers. I was selling MR, so personally, I don't know. Adnan, would you like to jump in and answer this question? Like, what can he do?
So yes, this is actually common and it has
Okay,
happened to us as well. And again, it boils down to the rapport which you have built with your client. Because if the rapport is strong, they will, ghost all those other people. And the worst case scenario is yes, you may just have to, match up, but at the same time also show the value which you have offered to him over the last 8 months, and he was able to come to a decision versus somebody just trying to steal it under the carpet by
fair enough.
calling him through a stolen lead.
No, no, Adnan, what his question is not this. His question is, I understand what you're saying, and that is absolutely right. But what his question is that can he do something with the developer? Like, what are his rights? I'm talking about his rights as compared to an agent with respect to the.
His rights are that he has already logged this client into the system at so and so time and date.
Mhm.
So, what is the developer's policy on registering that client to him for whatever X number of days before they can accept that client through another agency?
Okay.
And most developers have this. It's not widely spoken about because at the end of the day, they don't want to lose deals, and buyers are doing agent flipping. But once upon a time, at least I remember, it used to be taken very seriously in companies like District One, where once you had logged in a buyer's mobile number and email ID, especially mobile number, because that doesn't easily change, they would lock on that buyer into their system for you. And even more strongly, if you provided a passport copy.
Sajid, does it answer your question?
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. I did the same thing. Through the relationship manager, we were pursuing this deal. I did log this thing. I shared with him specifically, and I've got all the record to proof, and they acknowledge it. And if you recall my previous session, I mentioned that being a professional in the industry, I strongly discourage kickbacks. I had given an example of Masar in previous communication with Crita. So I'm not gonna give offer anything to anybody. I mean, because morally, I don't like it. To be honest, if I lose a deal, I lose a deal because, but I will not go unprofessionally or unethically for anything. But somehow, because I developed a rapport with the client and we had a session, I just thankfully I explained him the situation and he's back on a track. Thankfully, things are moving forward. So, but
See,
I
Sajid,
just wanted to.
the part is not about the offer of kickback and not kickback. You can offer kickback. It depends upon who's influencing whom and how much do you have the influence on him. That is the only game. If you know the client more than he knows about you, you can influence him. If the client information, the value criteria, you know about his pain point, you know more about the client than he knows about himself, you can take 5% more from the developer also, because you can control him. You understand, you don't understand the value of this. The understanding is about the influence. It's not a matter of cutting corners. It's about how much influence do you have, how much he likes you, how much you they want to deal with you, how much, why is the reason why is he buying from you. If you're just a cookie cutter who's just selling real estate properties, that's why I'm saying just understand this echoing part, do this correctly. And for everyone here, do this correctly. You don't need 200, 500, 1,000 buyers. You just need right 50, 60 clients. They will keep buying from you again and again.
Yes, Alan, thank you so much. Thank you for your
All
advice.
right.
I'll keep a note of it and keep implementing it. But really appreciate. Thank you so much. Thank you
Fair
for that.
enough, Sajid. All right. All right.
Hello, if I may interject, can I ask you a question?
Yes, yes, please. Say it.
Yeah, that's the same question because like if he's getting discount, but developer will be coming like, okay, we are giving you discounts. The buyer, like I do understand, like they have a relationship, so he might go with Sajad. But at some scenarios, like clients are like, okay, I am getting a discount. Why would I go with you? It's like 5% or 3%. He's like, I'll go with him. I mean, some are the buyers who are like not value the they're like looking at pure and numbers. How do you go about it? Or like, yeah, this is gone boat, like we can't
So,
do anything.
Sayed, what you are asking the question is that buyers only care for pricing and discounts. Okay. It
At
depends
some, I
on,
mean, some clients.
yeah,
Yeah.
some clients. So it also, so then you need to criteria. That's why you need to just learn more about what kind of a clients you should deal with. Okay. So there are four kinds of clients. Have you attended prior webinars, if I may ask you?
No, but I have like known like about red people, blue people. Yeah, I do have an idea what you're trying to say, but yeah, I get it.
Okay, so just don't go with the cheap and difficult clients. Go with the affluent and
Yeah,
sophisticated clients. Okay, and second of all, the more cheaper properties you sell, the more the client negotiates. A,
true.
B, when you are able to build right rapport with the client and you understand that he's a regular buyer with you, it doesn't matter if you give him some discount. You need to be right in your mind how much money you want to take. If you're going to be rigid, I will not take less than 7%, I need that money, this is mine, I don't care, you will not be able to do multiple deals then.
Yeah, that's not a good mindset to be in as well. Like if you're like,
So you
yeah,
need
I
to
will make money from
balance
you.
it out. The developer has given you the commission so that you can have a negotiation window. In 2017, MR would just give 2% commission. They say, listen, it's fine, you like it or you take it. In fact, that time people would charge the buyer 2% more, even selling off plan, some
I
of
think so.
them.
It's like a bad part from the developer side. Like they are poaching the clients from the like a agent. That is a
Developer is giving you an
bad thing. Which will,
opportunity. It's how do you
yeah,
give an opportunity.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's not a bad or a good thing. It's about you have a scale to make. Now the way you do it, in this, what you can do, you also have an option to get referral commissions from your pocket. Like somebody buys and you can give them that. If you refer someone, you have something to even give them.
Yeah, you're taking from like a positive insight. Like, okay, I get this client. Like he will refer or like
See, Sayed,
pos.
I'll put it in a
Yeah,
very different way, because we are
yeah.
talking about influence here. Every situation, you have an upper hand. It's only the way you look at it. The guy who has a
Mm,
lot of money, he has this opportunity to create a bigger impact. The guy who has no money, he's dangerous enough to create a bigger impact because there is nothing to lose. The guy who's just closing deal, he has a bigger impact to learn something from it and close bigger deals, because he's building one relation and he can probably take zero from there and still sell and make 100, sell 100 million dirham worth of real estate. It doesn't matter the way you are, you have to wear the right goggles. Don't get
true. I
personal
get.
in selling real estate and cashbacks. Don't get your emotions involved. You will lose more than deals. You lose more than deals, not just deals. You lose more than, because you lose your emotional power. It'll make you feel bad. I don't want to give cashback. He took away all the money. You keep calculating and say, oh man, I wish this. You lose more than the cashback. Please don't do this. Listen to me. I've seen so many people giving cashbacks, and so many people giving cashbacks happily, where they have given less and still made money and still had the client, and then they bought more and more and more. And
Yeah,
I've
it's like
seen
more of building a
agents,
relationship.
yeah, and I've seen agents who give no cashback and still have their clients' credit card details with them, and they say, "Listen, we are just buying this. I'm just swiping your card. Is it okay? Just taking an approval from you." I said, "Yeah, fine." I've seen all kind of realtors.
It's just like what headspace they are coming from as well. Like,
Influence. How much influence skill set do you have? It's not just the headspace that they're coming from. It's about their belief in their ability to influence the other client, and their belief in themselves, how much they can control and want to control that client. That is the game, actually underlying game.
yeah, it does make sense what you're trying to say.
All right. So yeah, I just leave you with this thought. Okay.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself. Yeah. Yes, Avneet. Last question, man, before we just sign out. I can't hear you. Your mic is off.
Sorry for that. How
No,
are you, Anant?
very well, very well. Thank you for asking.
Yes. Anant, I just had a question that in the starting of the call, you said we have to make an influence through the Instagram Reels also. And I just had a thought at that time that to make the influence, there is the best thing to do is to make a stories which create a bigger impact. Like people are saying that this is a sea view apartment, this is this, we have 4060 in Reels Maximum. I see that. Instead of that, we can see that this will be better for your family. You will get this, you will get these kind of emotions, and people who already bought it are also living the same kind of emotions in that. So, like that, if I create a reel, that will be creating a story instead of just selling it on the reel. Will that be working?
Okay, so just I would like to pause you, Avneet. I did not say that you can create influence over the reels. What I meant was your influence starts with your identity, and identity is built when you are consistent. So if you are consistently doing even reels or anything in one perspective, you will be able to influence. That's the reason I gave you the Rolex story. That if you will keep doing something separate, different, you will not be able to build an identity and not be able to influence people. Okay. It doesn't matter if you're telling a story or you're putting a carousel post, or the first part is, what are you specializing in? What do you want to make the other person influenced about? You need to pick three of these niches: A, the developer; B, the area; three, the client type. You need to be becoming a specialist in either of these three. If you are not a specialist, no problem, become a specialist of an area. If you not, become a specialist of a client type. I only work with doctors, I only work with HNIs who are running away from government, I am only working with certain kind of. Become a specialist there. They have their own problems. Please listen to me. They want cash problems, they want account problems, they want money problems, they want company problems, they want someone to show up for themselves. Everybody has a problem. Become a specialist in that. Then you influence. Decide this. This is your identity. First, take that decision. Then you influence and create all that content. You'll be able to influence there. Now you tell a story. Now you give a testimonial. Now that's up to you. But does it make sense for you? All right, man. Does it make sense for other guys as well? I hope I'm just putting it for everyone as well. All right. Yes. All right. Cool. All right. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Is there anybody else? I would just take one more question, because now we are doing it once in 2 weeks, these webinars. So I'll just take one more question if
Hi
somebody has.
Anand. Hi
Hi.
Anand.
Hi. Yes.
Thanks very much for value adding. Great insights. It's a great reminder for us. Now, it's a quick question. Echoing is really great, which we forget. Now, the other side of the people, the person that we are talking to, if they understand that we are echoing. So one customer once told me, Aslal, you are saying the same thing back to me. So in this situation, how do we manage that?
So just so that I understand you better, Aslal, what
Yeah.
you are saying is that we sometimes find ourselves saying the same things again back to them, and the client actually catches them.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. And what should we answer that? Is the way you
Absolutely.
answer this is just use this preface, just so that I understand you better. Can you
Okay.
please repeat that?
Cool. Okay. Just to understand you better.
Yeah, just so that
Just so that.
I understand you better.
Just so that I understand you better.
Yeah, you just use this.
So thank you.
And just say the same words again.
Okay, got it.
Okay, just so that I understand you better. Like,
so that I understand you better. Thank you. Thanks very much. Absolutely amazing.
yeah, all right, man.
Thanks.
But on the other part, nobody will catch you echoing. Like we will be doing live drills in the live lab, because in live labs we have two cold calling calls. This is what we are structuring, in one for social media and one for influence, where we will be doing a lot of back and forth. But we'll be taking more. This is because we know who the audience is exactly. Okay, so once we get there, you will know that, okay, this is what we are doing. We take more, go in more detail and have fun with it, because eventually learning should be fun, and you should be able to implement it. Otherwise, what's the learning for all about?
Absolutely.
Right. All right, man. All right, take care of yourself. Thanks for your question. I hope it helped clear
Thank
someone
you.
else's.
Thanks very much. Amazing.
Take
Thanks
care
very
of
much.
yourself, guys. See you guys. Thank you so much for joining in. Wish you all the very best. Have a great super weekend and a next week ahead. All right, bye guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
in.
Thank
Thank you.
you. See you.
Bye, Sneha. Bye. Take care.
Thank you. Thank
Bye,
you.
Sneha. Bye. Bye, Lalit. Yeah. Bye, Ruta.
Really very interesting. Thank you.
Thank you, Dolly. Thank you for joining in.